All right, Aaron, what are you doing? What are you doing? I see two of you. I see a big Aaron and a little Aaron. Full screen and a vertical screen, Aaron.
I don't know.
Okay. Um, in that case, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on today's topic, and we should be good to go. So, Aaron, let's talk about increasing or getting somebody to be open to an in-person consultation. Because I think the biggest thing that um, I think people are hesitant on is actually that last step of them coming to your shop or you going to them to where you can kind of give them the run through on ceramic coatings in person. So we've noticed that in person consultations have a way higher closing rate than over the phone or over text. Not saying that it's impossible to do over the phone or over text, but you just have a way higher likelihood of doing that in person. Aaron, would you say that that's also your experience with in person consultations?
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, in person, you have their attention right then and there. There's no way for them to say, "Well, I got to go now," or "I got to do this," or "I got to do that."
Yes.
You have everything at your fingertips. That's like the biggest thing.
Yes. By the way, your screen is still like completely dark.
Mine.
Yeah, yours is like we can't see you. It's just a black
Okay.
screen.
Okay. Hold on.
Um, so there is one thing that I do want to talk about that we've been testing with some client accounts, which is just simply changing up the wording in the initial text. So we use the in-person consultation idea as like an anchor to get somebody on the phone. So the way that text usually reads is something along the lines of, "Hey John, thank you for expressing interest in your ceramic in getting your vehicle ceramic coated. Would you be able to stop by our shop, or better yet, we can give you a quote over the phone?"
Yeah. I mean, for me and for our company, like honestly, we just like to call them immediately, right?
Yes. As
Like,
soon as the
okay,
lead
so
submits their information, you call them immediately.
absolutely. I mean, absolutely immediately. I mean, that's gonna be number one. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know why my camera's not working. I'm sorry. I'm literally here.
That
Um,
is weird.
after the hold on. After the call, they'll answer the phone call, and then we'll go. Okay, we'll kind of build some rapport with them, see what's going on, see what we can do to benefit them, and we
Yes.
make them basically explain to us so that they tell themselves why they need a consultation. And by the end of the call, the goal is to get them to say, "Well, you know what? Let me just bring the car by." And I'm like, "Cha-ching, cha-ching." That's exactly what we wanted.
Got it.
When you start off a conversation by saying, "Hey, when is a good time to come in?" It doesn't give the like it gives too much wiggle room to the clients. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because you're kind of putting the ball in their court on them saying no.
Right, and they have the ability to say no as well, which is something we don't normally like.
All right, there you are. Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's very important that you get them hooked on you, right?
Yes.
Once you get them hooked on you, game over. I mean, it's absolutely game over. So that's like one of the biggest things is like get them on the phone. When you start to text them, it just doesn't work out as much as
Yeah. So let's kind of go into more detail there. So you
yeah.
mentioned a good point, and I think a lot of this has to do with the framing. But correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. When you get on the phone with somebody, like what are some key phrases, some key terms that you say to get that person to see or say, "Hey, I should just bring my vehicle to their shop."
So some key phrases is this okay. Um, So before I go into what we do, I should probably ask you what was it about the ad that attracted your attention? And
Yes.
this language is not to make it seem like dumb or anything of that nature. It's actually
Right.
to make it so that way when they explain to you what attracted them to your ad, they're actually just telling themselves in the back of their mind why they reached out to you in the first place.
Yeah. So you're basically trying to get their why. Like, why are they like,
Yeah, exactly.
you're trying to see ways
Exactly.
that a coating could benefit them. And then what do you do with that information, Aaron?
So then what we do is we probe them a little bit. So we say, all right, like, is there anything else that that can, that like, is there anything else that attracted you to our ad?
Yeah.
Then they say no, not really, but, and then they just keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
So they say
so
not
tell
really,
me
but then they
everything.
go into detail. What are some
Yes,
of the
okay.
common things that people say?
Oh, they like the look of the vehicle. They like the quality. They could definitely tell that the shop was nice. They wanted to protect their vehicle. The ad showed them that they could protect their vehicle. I mean, there's a million.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There's
Usually
a
it will
million
come
different
down to
reasons.
like one of the big three. It's either the protection aspect, keeping their vehicle looking newer for a lot longer, the shine aspect, the restorative aspect, and then the ease of maintenance, right? Would you say those tend to be the three most common?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're selling, whether it's ease of maintenance or more protection or whatever the case may be. But
Yeah.
generally, it's one of those. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then how do you take that information and kind of tailor your sales process around how, like, if somebody comes in and they want to protect the look of their vehicle, how would you use that information later in the sales process?
Yeah. So the biggest thing when it comes to, like, using it in the sales process is when you're explaining the benefits of the coming in for a consultation, it's to show them the reason behind why you should get it done in the first place. So let's backtrack a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that. Sorry, I have a client that's coming in for a consultation at 3 today. He's texting me, "Hey, can I come in earlier?" Sure. Okay, so when you have, so let's take a step back. Okay, when you have a client and they say, on the Facebook ad, I really like the look of the car. I like the glossiness. Ooh, excuse me. When the water was rolling off of the car, I mean, it was just so perfect. I really want that for my vehicle. Okay, was there
Yeah.
anything else? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then I really, would you be against coming in for a consultation? I really want to show you in person how the water rolls right off the car.
So that's
And
keyword number one, right? Would you be open to coming to our
no,
shop?
no, 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 no. Would you be
No?
against?
Would you, yes. Would you be against coming into our shop?
Yeah. Would you
Why
be
is it
against?
phrased like that, Aaron?
Because most people, they want to say no. Hey, can you come to my shop? No. No, I'm busy. No, this, no, that. Hey, can you put down a deposit? No. Hey, can you go get me ice cream? No. People, us as humans, are programmed psychologically to say no.
Yeah. And
So
also,
let
just
me
to give
ask
some
you.
context to what you just said there, Aaron, they're already going to naturally be skeptical, right? Because they're seeing an ad, they're submitting their information, right? They're not going out of their way to look for that information. We're kind of planting that seed in their head right off the bat. So we're kind of giving
Right.
them that
So
information after the fact.
right. So basically, we just say, would you be against coming in? They say no. Okay, got it. So you're not against coming in. Duh. Because
Yeah.
everybody's always programmed to say no.
Yeah. It's just like a different framing around that question, right? It's kind of a, I guess it's like a nicer way to ask that same question without giving them like a yes no, right? Because like you said, a lot of people by default are kind of programmed to be yes or no. They're skeptical already, so they're more likely to lean to the no. But if you phrase it like you said, Aaron, like, are you against coming into our shop? it sounds a little bit less aggressive, a little bit less, strong armed.
Right. So now that we have that down, so we said, would you, it really helps me to be able to. Well, I want to meet you, shake your hand, see the vehicle in person, and I want to actually show you a car that's done, so you can see how glossy it looks and how much more protection you actually are getting, or how much easier it is to clean, or whatever their dominant buying motive was, or whatever attracted them to the ad in the first place. So we use that almost against them. And if you want a cheeseburger and I say, hey, Sal, you want to go to McDonald's and you wanted a cheeseburger, so you're going to say yes. But if
Yeah.
you really want a cheeseburger, or and I say, hey, Sal, why don't we go to Panera Bread and get a soup? Or Johnny, why don't you come and bring your Lamborghini in so I can show you this protection? It's the same thing. You don't want a freaking soup from Panera Bread. You want a cheeseburger. My
Right.
client wants the
Yeah.
gloss. I'm going to tell them all about the gloss. They don't care that it protects the car. They don't care. It's all jargon. They don't care that it takes 17 hours to apply. They don't care this. They don't care that. They want a cheeseburger. You need to give them a cheeseburger.
So,
That
in other
simple.
words, Aaron, if somebody calls you up, you answer, they're like, hey, I loved how the water just repelled off the hood, right, in your ad. You're then taking that information and you're kind of tailoring the benefits to the protection aspect of the coating,
Right.
right? You're not telling them about your paint correction process. You're not telling them about, the entire process, up front. You're kind of tailoring all of that information to what they care about most, which is the protection aspect.
Absolutely. So I'm going to tailor it to whatever they think, because again, if they want a cheeseburger, I'm going to give them a cheeseburger. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Let's just say a client. Let's just say you walk into my shop and then you're looking for PPF. All you want is the clear brow. Then they say, well, can you also tell me about the ceramic coating? Sal, do you think that I should start talking to them all about ceramic coating and the benefits?
If they wanted PPF first,
Yeah.
no, no.
No. No.
Why not,
No. I
Aaron?
had that. Why? They didn't want PPF. They asked about it. So you just kind of gently answer, tiptoe around, and call it a day. Had a client
Yeah.
that came in earlier. He said, I want clear bra on the front of my car. Then he started talking about ceramic on the back. Homie, you didn't want a ceramic coating. You came in for PPF. Let's not distract you.
Nice. That is actually a really good point, Aaron, because I think focus in the conversation can help not only yourself as the person who will be doing the coding, but as the lead as well to get clarity on that information, right? Because I think the natural instinct is if a client mentions an additional service, not the one they inquired about, right? So if they submitted a form for ceramic coatings, but then in the conversation, window tint gets brought up, or I think PPF has a better example, something that's along the same lines, but they just kind of brought it up as an idea, not to kind of steer off too far in that other avenue.
Yeah, I mean, you bring it up, and then you kind of pull away. You swell into it, then you kind of unswell yourself, and you go back to everything else you're talking about.
Got it.
But it's situational questions. You need to use these situational questions. Well, why do you want the coating in the first place? Because if they want rock chip protection, then I'm immediately going to PPF. I want to say, you know what? I like the fact that you want a ceramic coating, but a ceramic coating is not going to offer you any protection. Let's jump into paint protection film, and maybe we should do blah 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 blah, and you educate them.
Yes.
But if they say,
Yes.
hey, I really want a ceramic coating, I want the gloss, easy maintenance, but I don't really care about rock chips or scratches or protection, why would I even remotely begin to start talking about film? All they care about is the coating to begin with. Can't
Yes.
be
One hundred
greedy.
percent. Yeah. And that right there would be an upsell opportunity if they do come in person. Right? Hey John, you mentioned on the call that you wanted rock chip in the back, or I'm sorry, you wanted PPF protection for your rock chips in the back. We can take a look at your vehicle and see if that's a right package for you. Okay, so
Yeah,
Aaron, we have
I mean,
keyword or key phrase number one. Would you be against coming in person? Are there other words or other ways to kind of frame that same question? Maybe in other ways.
yeah. So another key phrase that I like to use is it might be appropriate if I knew a little bit more about your vehicle and kind of your maintenance habits to see if we can even help you in the first place.
Nice. Nice. Can you say that one more
So
time?
yeah, it might be appropriate if I knew a little bit more about your vehicle and like your maintenance habits to see if
Yes.
we can even help you in the first place.
Okay. Can you break that down? Because there's a lot going on in there. Can you break the thinking behind that phrasing?
Yeah, yeah, it might be appropriate. Uh, can I know more about your vehicle maintenance habits? What do you do for your maintenance habits now? It sounds almost pushy. What do you do for your maintenance habits now? What happens if I said it might be appropriate if I asked you about how you maintain your car? With it being appropriate, it allows you to dive into the conversation and dive into that question with the prospect at least letting their guard down a little bit. It might be appropriate if I knew a little bit X, Y, Z. Might be appropriate, blah, blah, blah.
And just think about
Instead
that
of,
phrasing. Just think about that phrasing. It's coming off not super pushy, like you mentioned, Darren. It's not coming off in a way where it sounds intrusive or it sounds like, you're kind of just BSing for no reason, right? It sounds the way that question is phrased, it sounds more laid back, right? It's like, okay,
hey, Jonathan,
it's
Yes,
just more appropriate.
what's your address?
that's a tricky one. I'm at a storage unit.
Okay. It might be appropriate if I asked you, what's the address at the location you're at right now? So I can add it
Way
to your
different
client
tone.
profile.
Way different tone. Yeah. That's a great example. And
Does it sound a little like you're not afraid to give it to me, but you're also like,
you're giving them a
okay, it
reason behind asking that question.
might be appropriate if I, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a phrasing that makes you seem more like a friend and less like an intruder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. It
Okay.
sounds more friendly. It does.
Yeah.
And more professional.
Then the next thing I use to break it down would be to see if we can even help you in the first place.
I
Now that
love
comes with
that.
a lot of tonality practice, but that's not bullshit. Actually, it's something I use all the time now. It has nothing to do with neural, emotional, or psychological, or it's a genuine question. Hey, I have a 2015 Maserati Ghibli. What's the cost? Hey, how much to tint my two front windows? How much to tint my car? Can you wash my car? Can you wash and what's that stuff I saw on Facebook? Can you do the super wax? What's the cost? Well, it might be appropriate if I asked you a few more questions about your vehicle and maintenance habits to see if we were even a good fit for each other.
That's a good one.
I love it. I love it. Because now it
It's
slows them down. And this is something we've talked about in the past, Aaron, where if you can just get them to slow down and not think about just price, because Aaron, if they're thinking about just price, there's other things they need to factor in too, like quality of work, the reputation of the shop, right? Um, I guess just how well known they are. There's other factors that they should also consider before making that decision outside of just pricing. Because if thinking about just price, Aaron, you're definitely not going to be the cheapest shop that they go to.
no, and I love it. I love it. I want to be the most expensive shop in this entire area, so that
And
everybody can feel like a king and a queen and can get the best, the most immaculate quality of work in this entire region. 35, 45, 55, 65, 70, 100 miles every direction. North is Lake Michigan, so that doesn't count.
yeah, yeah, you're
I
right at
want
the bottom
I
of
am
Lake
the most
Michigan.
I am the most I am the highest quality you could ever find, and I will put my money on that all day every day. And that's why
Yes.
I charge what I charge. Because
Okay,
there are
so
a lot of people that only care about the quality of work. They don't care about the price. Or
exactly. And they
what's
should
another
not just
200
be caring
bucks?
about price. They no matter what their budget is, if they're just considering a price in mind, that's not going to be a good fit for you, Aaron. So can you kind of expand on that last part of that question of being a good fit? Because not everybody that comes in as a lead would even be a good fit for your business to begin with. So why is it important to ask that question, Aaron?
So the reason why it's so important to ask this question is because you want to make sure that, like, you want to make sure that you're even like a good fit. Like that's just the end of the day. Okay, that's going to have a lot less headache, a lot less hassle, and be able to ultimately grow. Right, like you grow when you have less hassle, not necessarily less headaches. But if a client comes in and they're looking for XYZ, and you perform ABC, you're never going to match. So that's
Right.
why this question is just so important.
Okay. And once you get that information from the clients, are there any other keywords or phrases that you need to know to kind of gear towards that in-person consultation with that person?
I mean, it depends. I wouldn't really like add any now. I think it's important that us as salesmen, uh, whatever you want to call yourself, business owners, appointment setters, whoever is on the call, right? You want to make sure that you're doing what fits yourself, and you want to be yourself. But these small, these small phrases will help to allow your prospects to let their guard down, so that ultimately you then can be yourself.
Yes. Because again, Aaron,
Because
how
once
many
the prospects
people
left their, oh, go ahead.
go ahead?
I was just going to say, once the prospects let their guard down, they're going to talk to you, whether you're good or not at sales. So we just need to let them
Exactly.
get their guard down, and then we can go from there, right? Like we can do whatever it takes.
Yes. And I think if you don't give the lead the opportunity to lower that guard, no matter what tactics you use, no matter how good your scripting is, no matter how good your quality of work is, they're still not going to book with you because they're still up here when it comes to their um I don't know, they're still
Their guard.
super, yeah, their guard is super high. And if you never give them the chance to just slow down and lower it, it becomes so much easier for them to be open to an in-person consultation, putting a deposit down, and ultimately scheduling.
Without these questions, you're doing a disservice to yourself and your company.
Yeah. And I want to talk about bad examples of this, right? So people can kind of compare the two. I think the first bad example I can think of, Aaron, is like the default way of selling, which isn't even selling to begin with, which is where a lead calls you up, they say, Aaron, I need a price on my vehicle. And then you give them the price, and then that's the end of the conversation. When somebody does that, Aaron, can you kind of go into more detail on why that is not the right approach or why you're hurting yourself?
Yeah. Is there any particular like phrase or something that they said?
No, I think the main idea there is a lead just calls them up, the lead asks for the price, and then the business owner gives them the price, and that's the end of the conversation.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay, Aaron, can you
I'm
talk about
having zero
why?
luck.
And I think, Jonathan, I think what we're talking, if you implement what we're talking about, you're going to see a lot more, you're going to see a lot less resistance in that person. Because I'm sure right now, a lot of your calls sound like what Aaron was kind of giving examples of earlier, right? Can you give me a price, right? What's it cost? How much to tint my two fronts, right? Those kind of things. I think if you could ask that question of like, why are you looking to get your car coded? And using that information that that lead gives you as ammunition in the sales process can lower that guard. But Aaron, can you talk about why just giving pricing upfront might not be the best idea?
Yeah, I mean it's not built any value. First off, you don't know if you can even help them. You don't even know what type of person they are. That's
Why
number
does that
one.
matter?
Number two, yeah, I mean
What?
you
Yeah.
you have clients with expectations. So the ones that just say yes to the price, that's fine, but they say yes to the price and there's no expectation setting because you don't even know what they want. Guy
Yes.
says, I want my two front windows tinted. Okay, that's fine, but you don't know that they want to bring their own red chameleon film. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no questioning there. Okay, are you
And
looking
then
for dark? You're looking for ceramic. You're looking for carbon. You're looking what type of what type of film are you looking for? What shade of film are you looking for? What's the goal? Half of my
yeah,
clients want tint, and now their goals are not for privacy. They want is heat rejection.
yes,
Well,
yes,
I wouldn't be giving somebody that wants privacy ceramic tint for $270 for two windows. I'd give them
right.
shitty carbon tint. I mean, because they want privacy. So asking these questions, if the client has a leased car, is it worth putting in $4,000? Probably not. But if they just say yes, you're doing them a disservice. Whether it works both ways. Whether they want to spend more money than you think they should or less money, but to give someone just the price is just such a disservice. You're not building any value, and all they're looking at you like is a number. They don't know what the number includes. They don't know what they're doing. How do they even compare what you're doing to the next person because of the price? So all of these
Yeah,
things go into it,
yeah,
and it's very important that we see that as well.
yeah. And just to kind of expand on the expectation part, that is going to be super key because again, think about their journey. They saw an ad, it piqued their interest, they submitted their information, but you don't know what they do or do not know about ceramic coatings. So this gives you an opportunity to kind of reset that expectation because a couple years ago, right? Ceramic coatings were being advertised or marketed in a way where it was unrealistic to what that coating can and cannot do, right? So if they still have that mind in their head of what a ceramic coating is, and you're not kind of resetting that expectation, they're gonna be hitting you up after they get that job done, saying, "Hey, Jonathan, why do I still have water spots on my clear coat? Right? Why am I still getting light scratches after I wash it with one of those brushes?" You know. So if you just use that as a way to reset those expectations, it can really help. It helps them see the value in what you're selling them. Okay, Aaron. So now that we know why setting expectations is super important, um, what are some other ways to lower people's guard throughout the conversation? Because Aaron, I imagine
Building
you've talked to a
rapport,
lot of people.
building rapport.
Yes, you've talked to a lot of people who are monotone. They're cold, right? They're not super friendly. They just want the price, right? So you use that question to slow them down to think about other factors outside of pricing. And then, Aaron, can you kind of expand on building rapport there?
Yeah, getting to know the person. Not only can we help you, are we a good fit, but do you want to work with us? The more people want to work with you, the more they're going to say yes. I had a client come in earlier. I said, full front's probably about $2,500. He said, holy crap. So I started talking with him. I explained to him the differences. I explained to him what it's going to get him. Mind you, it's a leased vehicle, so he's going to trade it in 2 years. And this is his deposit signature right here for a full front for $2,500. But he came in screaming at 2,500. He said, Aaron, I've been looking for a shop like you for a long time. I don't care. It's more expensive than all the others. I could get this for 2 grand, which he could,
Definitely.
but it was as simple as I like you. I like what you stand for. I like your story. I like your personality. I wanna give you my business. Those are all the things. They can't say a single one of those things to you, Jonathan, if all you say is this is the price. They don't know who you are. They probably don't even know your name. They probably don't even know what you do. They probably don't know you work out of a storage unit.
Yeah.
Just a very simple. Hey, I would be honored to earn your business, Johnny. I am just starting out. We're out of a storage unit. I would love to earn your business. I'll give you a little bit of like a first time client discount. Show you what we can come up with, and ultimately, I want you to take this discount and I want you to refer some people.
That's a great point, Aaron. So when you give somebody a price like 1,500, 2,000, right, the higher ticket prices, and they're shocked by it, Aaron, what is your response to kind of lower their guard? Because their guards probably peak high, right? It's like as high as Mount Everest at this point because they're like, I'm not paying $2,500 for a full front. What do you say to kind of help ease into that rapport building stage?
Just talk to them. You just question them. You have a conversation with them. You go and look at their vehicle. You show them around your shop. You just make friends with them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. At the end of the day, if they can make friends with you and you can make friends with them, they will feel so comfortable. So comfortable.
Have you found any easy ways to kind of break that ice with somebody who is cold?
Well, I'd like to ask them a few questions about their vehicle. How long have you had the vehicle? And then they kind of start talking about their vehicle a little. Have you done any mods to it? Ask them, if it's an old school car, you ask them about how old it is. If it's a restoration car, you ask them why they want to restore it. If it's a brand new car, you say, what did you have before this? You just start a conversation. Okay, so you're
Nice.
telling me you had a 2023 F-150 Raptor, and now you have a 2024 F-150 Raptor. Why did you make the jump? It was only 1 year difference. Why did you make the jump? Oh, well, this has a V8 engine or V6 engine, and that had a V8, and this had a V10, and blah, 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 blah. And I didn't like the look of this one, but now they changed the body style, and blah, 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 blah. And the color is different, and this is the color I already wanted, and I put too many miles on the 2023 Raptor the first year, and then blah, 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 blah. Also, they gave me a little bit of a discount because of this, X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. The car notes about, and I could just go on for hours, right, about like why they changed from the 23 to 24. I remember all that information, and I use it later on. Well,
What do
I'm
you?
glad that you
What
got
kind of
this one.
Aaron? What kind of information are you looking for when they're telling you about their vehicle? Like, is there something in the back of your mind you're like, okay, whenever this lead says these phrases or keywords, that I know they're more serious, or I know they're more open to coming in
Yeah,
person.
so it's nothing specific. It's just being genuine and having a conversation with them, asking them the right questions and being genuine, and you are all good. Making sure that it's very personable. The more personable you can get with somebody, especially a client, the more they're willing to spend with you, and the faster they are likely to buy.
I
It's
like
really
that.
just that simple. Really just that simple.
And Aaron, I know you're to anybody watching the replay or watching this, it sounds super it sounds easier said than done, right? And I think this is just a muscle that needs to get built up over time, right? Um just kind of I think building rapport in itself is a muscle, right? How can you take somebody who has their fence up, you get them to talk about their vehicle to ultimately lower that guard? Um
So So one of the exercises, and I explain this a lot, but Jonathan, you're just the only one that's like on my screen right now. But I want to do this exercise. What's your favorite restaurant, Jonathan?
I like what's my favorite restaurant? The local place, Trail House.
Trails.
Okay, Trail House. And what does Trail House have there?
They have great burgers and flatbreads.
Okay, hold on. Do you have a piece of paper, Mike? Piece of paper.
Yeah.
Great burgers and flatbread. Do you have a piece of paper?
Trail House. Never heard of them.
I never heard of Trail House either. Where are you located?
Yeah, it's a local place here
Trail House.
in Charlotte.
Sounds vegan.
Sounds vegan.
Sounds vegan. Okay, Trail House, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. They have great burgers,
Sunflower seeds.
great flatbreads. Who do you go with?
I usually always get the mushroom Swiss burger.
No, who do you go with? Like
Oh,
who?
my wife and my son.
Okay, you have a wife and a son.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have that.
Crazy 2-year-old.
Oh my goodness gracious, 2-year
Wow.
old. What's his or her name? Oh, his name.
His name is Lucas.
Lukas or Lucas?
CAS.
Okay. So can you tell me what else you like about Trail House besides that they have great burgers and great flatbreads?
It's a good place to go that has nice upbeat atmosphere.
Okay, nice.
We're like we're like kind of in the country, so that's about the most we're gonna get.
Got it. Do they play music there?
Yeah, they have live music.
Okay. Okay, live music. Got it. Okay, keep going. I
A
mean,
lot of
they
TVs.
have a kid. Lot of TVs. Okay, okay. A lot of TVs. Okay. Next.
What's that?
What's next? I mean, keep going. I mean, this is your favorite restaurant. Why is it your favorite?
Yeah.
It's got good food, but what else? I mean, is the customer service there horrible?
Customer service is okay. It's not the best.
Decent customer
Okay.
service. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What else makes it your favorite?
I want to say it's just a nice place to go that's 5 minutes from my house. What probably
Okay.
makes it my
Okay.
favorite is that it's 5 minutes from my house.
Okay. Nice.
Close to your
I don't have
house.
to go. I don't have to go into the city to get it to another restaurant.
Okay. No city.
My
Got it.
real favorite restaurants are going to be in Charlotte in the city.
Wait. So
The
this is your.
Crunkleton is a bourbon restaurant, and like Stagioni, that's like the real stuff right there. But I go
Is
there
it
once a
a
year
restaurant you
maybe.
don't? Okay. Got it.
How far is Charlotte from you?
I'm about like 35, 40 minutes, like in the like in the city.
Okay. Aaron, why are you? What are you gonna do with this information if you are on a
Yeah.
call
Well,
with
I'm definitely not going to
Jonathan?
Trail House. That's for damn sure. Okay, customer service. I mean,
I noticed like when you asked me that, I kind of it's like the first thing that came to my head, and then as we're talking about it, I'm literally saying to myself, wait, I have way better restaurants that I like versus this place.
So I guess when it comes to
yeah.
Trailhouse specifically, you prioritize the short distance over okay
Yeah,
customer service. They have great food,
yeah,
but you're kind of putting
Yeah,
up
he
with the
gets the
okay customer
mushroom twist
service.
burger.
yeah. If you come to
And
Charlotte, don't go there. Go to like Stagioni, go to the Crunkleton.
Okay.
so
Okay.
so now
Yeah,
we've got two new restaurants. I mean, like okay, so Stagioni, you said that one twice now. What do you like about Stagioni?
Stagioni is an Italian restaurant,
Okay.
but it's like authentic Italian. It's not like American Italian, and
Nice.
Okay, so
they
it's actually authentic.
yeah, and
Okay,
everything in
so
house. They do everything homemade. Like they get the pork, the entire pig, and they do
Oh wow.
everything homemade. All the sausage, all the meats are made in house. All the cheeses are made in house. I mean, the food comes out hot. That's the worst that you can get. You go to a restaurant, your food comes out, medium cold.
Lukewarm. Yeah.
Food comes
That's
out
the
hot
worst.
every time. Yeah, it's great.
okay, okay, keep going. I'm plugging away here.
They got the only legit Italian, like you can't get nothing but an Italian red there, an Italian white. All the wines are from Italy.
Ooh.
So
Italian wine.
Yeah.
yeah,
Reds and white wines.
the wine list is all Italian. It's very also very so it's in an area called Providence part of Charlotte, the Providence part of Charlotte. So it's very
Okay.
like you go in there, people know each other, a lot of regulars
Okay.
kind of thing.
Good community atmosphere.
Yeah.
Nice.
Drunkleton's the same way, man. That place is freaking awesome.
Okay. Okay. I need four more.
4 more restaurants?
No,
Or 4
four
more
more
reasons?
reasons why you like Stagioni. I'm going there. Holy shit.
Dude, that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. It's like,
yeah,
damn, I need to go there.
you should definitely go there. 4 more reasons?
How's the
They
customer
they have
service?
they have a menu that basically like let's go back to Trail House. We go to Trail House and consistency. Let's just finish there. Consistency. You go there,
That's a really
the
good point.
menu is basically the same. You're not going there and then like you had something awesome and it's gone the next time you go, or you go,
Is that Trail House?
Trail House, yeah, we go to Trail House, and every time I feel like something
Menus
changed, man,
changing.
or they took something
Ah,
off. You're like, what the heck, man? I just had this. What was it? My wife had she had a buffalo chicken sandwich, and they got rid of it. Like, what? They didn't send us a memo.
so you're saying that the other restaurant, the Stagionis, is very
Stagioni state
consistent.
very consistent. Well, in general, I like when you go to restaurants and they're consistent. Like, you're gonna get like whatever it is that they're known for. I think in general that's a
Yeah. Oh, he
All right.
disconnected. Wait,
That's
let's
okay.
wait for him
That's
to come
okay.
back. I think he'll come back. I'm assuming his
Yeah,
phone just died.
that's fine. I have all these listed out here, and I've
So,
converted them to how my company is the go-to choice. And
okay, so let's continue the conversation, Aaron. How
yeah,
are you going to
so
incorporate that
yeah,
information?
so authentic Italian food. He says this food is extremely authentic. Okay, all homemade. Blah 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 blah. Okay, well, if it's authentic in my business, I call that good quality. Every time you come to my shop, you're going to have the best quality. Okay, no matter what. I am the Stagionis of detail shops. Okay,
Yes.
everything is homemade. It's all made in house. No outsourcing. We do not outsource. Everything we do is in house, minus PDR and but our main services are all in house. Okay, food
Yep.
is hot. To me, that means our service is on time.
Dude, I love
Nobody's
this.
picking up late. No, nobody's is picking up. Necessarily too early. They're picking all the services on time. Your good quality with no outsourcing. Your services on time. Only legit Italian wine. Okay, signature product. For us, that's our Icon Rock Clear. Okay, and attention to detail. We have Icon Rock Clear, which no one else has. Again, we're the Stagionis of detail shops. Okay, Providence has a good atmosphere. When you come in here, we're all family. We're all friends with each other. There's a personable touch. Okay. These are all ways that you and your own business can figure out what sets you apart from the competition. Consistency,
Yes.
easy choices, our reputation. Everyone knows us around here. Everyone knows us around here as the reputation of great quality. Does that all make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're basically
Okay.
you're kind of like, so Aaron, are you doing like a
He
very similar
so
exercise with a lead that you're talking with? If they bring up their favorite restaurant, for example, are you kind of using the same analogies in the way you're describing your services like you did? Like we're the icon
no,
rock
not this.
here.
No, not necessarily. But what I'm doing is I'm showing in the sales process that clearly, you know, he is a client of Stagionis. So
Yes.
what does his clients think at his own shop about him and about his business? Would they say all of these things and that he's the number one choice? Probably. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's
For most
been in
businesses,
business for.
probably not. Yeah.
No, I mean, probably not. But you need to get there, and it makes your sales process so much easier. We are the top of the line. We are personable. We do have service. We are on time. We have the quality like you've never seen before. Our products are top notch. We have the only product in the whole state. We own Icon Rocker for the whole state. No one else can get it except for our sub licenses.
So,
So
Aaron, are you
there you are.
like, are you
Sorry about
explicitly
that.
telling oh, welcome back, Jonathan. Are you explicitly telling the customer all of that information? Like we are the highest quality, we are we have the most Google reviews, for example. Are you
It's a great.
explicitly telling the lead that?
That's a great question. We kind of work it into everything. We kind of work it into like you know
Mm,
I work it into the stories
yeah,
of what I'm talking about. I work it into all that. Do you mind greeting that client and telling them I'll be right out? I was working with them earlier. Thanks.
got
Yeah,
it.
just greet him, get him some water or something. Just make them feel like kings and queens. I gotta sell them. So that's the thing. So what you want to do is you should go walk out there. Yeah, go walk out there. Bring some waters or something. Um, what you need to do is you need to take what you feel as the business owner and give it to the clients. Let me tell you something. When your vehicle is done here, you're going to be amazed how much communication we will have with you. Like, not only the quality of the work, but the service you get when your vehicle's here is out of this world. And let me show you something that we're going to do here. And then I show them something, let's just say on the film, we wrap this edge here, we wrap that edge there. Okay. That's going to show the client, oh, he actually really cares. Or, oh, they have that authentic wine, that authentic Italian wine. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
When you are so much more personable with the client, it's like, wow, I kind of feel like I'm at the steakhouse right now, but I'm at a detail shop. Oh, I'm at
Yes.
X, Y, and Z. It's the same premise, okay? It's the exact same premise, and it gives you the ability to not only charge what you want, but also get a yes every time.
Nice. So, Jonathan, right after you left, Aaron kind of pieced together the two pieces of like the way you were describing that restaurant should be the way that customers and the way you kind of explain to potential customers about your business, right? So everything's made in house, right? We don't outsource anything, right? What are some other
Yeah.
examples, Aaron? Right. So basically, kind of massaging
Um,
all of those things
yeah,
into the sales process.
yeah. One of the things that Jonathan said was that everything was like like there was authentic wine, okay, or like they make everything authentic, to the Italian wines. Okay, that has to do with having a product that no one else has, being the shop that has X product that no one else has. Another thing was personable. Okay, when they're all personable. Everybody knows each other. Okay, everybody knows each other at Stagiano's. Okay, in my
Yeah.
business, we're personable. We all treat you like family. Okay, um, the food, okay, is immaculate. Okay, our quality of work is immaculate. Okay, and I kind of like I basically just want to break down to you that everything you talked about Stagianos is everything your clients should be talking about to you. And what is it during your sales process are you highlighting like you highlighted for Stagianos?
Yeah.
And if you can't tell me right now 10 things about why you are ultimately the choice for them, you're never going to be a Stagianos.
Exactly. I think that's a great analogy because when you, and I think a lot of what Aaron's talking about is not something that you don't want to come out the wrong way. You don't want to seem like, oh, this guy's just full of himself. He thinks he's the best, right? But I think if you can highlight certain things in the conversation with that lead, it kind of lowers their guard because they're like, oh, this guy does have over 100 Google reviews, or this guy has worked on vehicles similar to mine, or this guy, he's
Consistency.
been,
Every
yeah, he's
time you go there, the menu's the same every time. It's consistent. Well, guess what? When you
exactly.
bring your vehicle and you pick it up from me, it's going to be a 100% perfect every freaking time.
We have a
You can check
process.
my 500 Google reviews, 505 stars. You can check right now. Pull them up on my company. Every time we're 5 stars. It doesn't matter. 2024 Lamborghini. It does not matter. The results are every time 5 stars. Your
Yeah.
service, your your service. What I'm looking for another word. The way
Outcome.
that you're taken care of, your experience, everything is 5 stars always.
Yeah. And simply just saying that, obviously not in like a like, hey, we want to let you know who we are. But if you can kind of work certain things, like the Google reviews is a good example, quality of service. If you can just get the client to think about that, now you've kind of planted that seed of If they don't do business with you and they shop around for quotes, like it's going to be obvious that now they're not just looking for pricing; they're looking for quality of work, somebody with a good reputation, has been in business. Even if you don't have any of those, there's also a lot of ways that you can, frame it in a way where they're more likely to do business with you. Like Aaron, he had a good example earlier about, hey, we're just getting into coatings. We can give you $100 off, you know, as like a first customer discount, or, you know, something like that, where even if you don't have the accolades to lean on, you can still work with the client to give them that flexibility, which will ultimately lower their guard
Oh, absolutely.
right off the bat. Yeah, and I think
Absolutely.
that's a good
Yeah.
place to wrap things
I
up.
consult. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get to your consult, Aaron. But yeah, from start to finish, I think the main highlights are those two questions, right? When are you looking to get this done, and why? I think what it ultimately boils down to. If you can take that information and use it in the sales process, now you're kind of you're giving yourself the room to build that value for that lead. Versus, hey, I need a price on my 2023 Honda Accord. Here's the price, end of conversation, right? But if you can slow them down, ask those questions about their vehicle. What color is it? Why did you go with that color? What do you love about the vehicle, right? They already have the vehicle, so they're already sold on that vehicle, right? Building rapport becomes a lot easier when you're talking to them about their vehicle. And then if you're able to expand outside of just their vehicle, you can kind of go a level deeper, more personalized level. Then now you've really built up rapport. You've really lowered that guard. And now they're more open to that in person consultation and ultimately putting the deposit down and booking with you. Aaron, is there anything else you
Oh
want to
yeah.
add before I end the stream?
No, I think we need to put some stuff into action, baby. Let's freaking go. Let's grow. Let
Yes.
grow.
Yes. So, Jonathan, write down 10 things that only you can offer a lead, because those 10 things are going to be your ammunition, um, as like your
If you have
kind of main
five
selling
minutes,
points.
if you have 5 minutes, Johnny, can you just hear me out for a second? And
Yeah.
then I meant customer Johnny, but your name ends up being Johnny anyways. So
Yeah.
the customer goes, sure, what's up? I go, I just want to tell you 10 reasons why we are the best in this industry. Doesn't mean you have to choose me, but I just want to let you know. And then you just boom, just rattle them off. So,
Boom.
anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Closemore Coatings 2.0 is relaunching with a brand new website. Check us out at closemorecoatings.com
Yes.
for having me. I'll see you
Yes.
guys in 2
And
weeks. Call or text me if you have
right.
any questions.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Adios.
Peace.
Peace.